Hello. We all like things to be the same, don't we? We don't really like change. We're creatures generally of comfort and we're creatures of familiarity. And I have something that made me think about that during this week. I have here this briefcase, and this briefcase I have had since at least 2012. I got it in Jenner's in Edinburgh, which is now defunct. And I really like this briefcase. It's something that I've been through so many places with, been to interviews with, taken it with me when I go and preach and keep my Bible and my books and my children's talks in it and all sorts of things. It's been everywhere. It's been with me when I had a normal job, whatever that means. But I was noticing the other day that the stitching is starting to go. You can see that there, the stitching's starting to go. It's getting a wee bit tatty around the edges, and it could do a bit of a clean as well. But I was kind of worried. Here we are, some more damage here. And I was worried about, having to replace it, because it's a special case. I am a creature of familiarity, and I like things to be the same. Many of us are in the same position, and I know it doesn't quite need to be replaced yet, but I know in a couple of months' time, I'll put it on my to-buy list. I will have a look to see if maybe another shop will be able to sell me a briefcase just like this, because I've just got so used to it, and it has travelled with me in so many places. And it has been on my journey with me, quite literally, through training for the ministry and for all sorts of places. It's a very special briefcase to me. Maybe it's the same with other things too. Maybe for the ladies, it can be shoes. I have shoes here. And I quite like this style of Brogue shoes. Sorry, I've got no high heels to show you for a complete talk for the ladies. But as I don't think you can see my feet, these are my old ones, and I have got a pair almost exactly the same that I have on today, because I realised I like this style of shoe and I want to continue with it. But maybe it's good to have a change too. Maybe I will find a briefcase that is better than this. Maybe I'll find something that's even better and even actually slightly different as well. But all of us don't like things which are different. Maybe if you're younger, you've got a toy that you like, and if you leave it behind when you go away, maybe to see a relative, maybe on holiday, it can be quite upsetting, can't it, not to have your special toy or special blanket with you. But the Bible encourages us to seek new things too. In the book of Isaiah, we read in Isaiah 43, verses 18 and 19, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland." That's Isaiah 43, verses 18 and 19. And that reminds us, actually, that maybe we should look to new things. It tells us to forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. I was speaking to somebody earlier in the week, and they were saying that they dwell sometimes during lockdown when everything's quiet. You can dwell on your regrets, the things that went wrong in life. Sometimes I find myself in that position too, when you live by yourself and when it's all quiet, and you think about, what if I did that differently? How things would be so different. What if I made a different decision? Then things would be so different as well. And it's easy, isn't it, to dwell on the past and to think about your regrets and the what-ifs and the if-onlys. But not just in shoes and briefcases, but maybe God is asking us to think about new things. Don't look at the past. Look to the future. It's good to learn from the past, but sometimes we have to move on. Sometimes we often say, particularly in church life, but we've always done it that way. But here, Isaiah the prophet is saying to us. New things are happening, new ways are being made. Do you not see it? Sometimes we can get so hung up, can't we, on our briefcases, the things which are so familiar, the things which we cling to, but ultimately, are they actually that helpful? Maybe there's a super duper new briefcase out there for me that's even better than this. But not just beyond this. Maybe there's a new opportunity for us. Maybe God is calling us to something new or something different, something better beyond our imagination. And I want, as we start to open things up again, to think about what are the new things that God is calling us to do, to step out a bit, to take a risk. Obviously, have to stay safe, but to take risks and think, what are the new opportunities about? What are the new things we can do? Yes, there's lots of things we can't do at the moment, but maybe there's one or two new things, like Isaiah is saying, that we can do, that will give us a new way, a new path, a new direction. Maybe for some of us, it's about following Jesus. Maybe we're aware of Jesus, we're aware of God in our lives, but are we really following him in that new path that Isaiah talks about? The path may be narrow as well. We're told about the broad path and the narrow path. And the path of a new way and the path of salvation is often very narrow. But we also know it's the way that brings us to a glorious inheritance. It saves us from hell and brings us in to a relationship with Jesus of forgiveness and brings us into a new way. Something for us to think about in this week ahead, having a new way.